Hello, third graders. Welcome back to math. Today is lesson 6-2, and we're going to play a little multiplication baseball. So get your mitts ready. But first, let's work on some mental math and fluency. Get your whiteboard marker and eraser ready before you get your baseball glove mitt ready. Get those out. Get them handy. Here we go. A couple problems that I want you to work on. If you have 30 basketball players, how many teams of exactly 5 players can you make? Remember, when in doubt, draw it out. And a second problem to work on at the same time. If you have 40 basketball players, how many teams of exactly 5 players can you make? So I want you to see what you can come up with those problems, or answers to those problems, as well as seeing if you can come up with number sentences to go with them. See what you can come up with. All right, let's see what you might have come up with. I'll work on that first one, and I'm going to, when in doubt, draw it out because it helps me. So I have 30 basketball players, and I want to know how many teams of exactly 5 players can I make. So what do I know? I know I have 30 players, and I want to have exactly 5 players on every team. So what do I need to find out? I need to find out how many teams I can make. So I'm just going to go with groups of 5 because I know that's how many players have to be on a team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's make that a tally mark the other way, Mrs. Flurry. 5. There's a team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a team. Before I go any farther, I'm going to count how many players I've used so far. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Well, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There's my 30 players. How many teams did I come up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I had 30. I divided them into equal groups of 5, and I have 6 teams. Let's see if I'm correct. And let's, oh darn it, I gave you the answer for that one. And woohoo, I am correct. All right, let's work on the second one that I know you saw the answer to. So now you have 40 basketball players. How many teams of exactly 5 can you make? I'm going to use the data that I already have. So this was 30. So 5 players on a team, another group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be 40, but let's count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So if I have 40 players and I'm dividing them into groups of 5, how many teams can I make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should be able to make 8 teams. Okay, here we go again. Now, if you have 45 baseball players, and how many teams of exactly 9 players can you make? So you could do that same thing, okay? Make groups of 9 until you get to 45. And that's going to be your answer. Your number model should be 45 divided by 9 equals... You can go ahead and pause it until you have the answer, then come back. All right, did you solve it? So 45 into groups of 9 equal players, I should get 5 teams. What about if I have 63 baseball players and I want to have exactly 9 players on a team? How many players or how many teams can I make? So 63, make equal groups of 9. How many equal groups of 9 can you make? How many teams of 9 can you make? You should have gotten 7. Okay, I want you to turn to page 192 in your math journal. I've got a little puzzle for you to solve here. Here's a riddle. What animal is good at hitting a baseball? Well, in order to solve the riddle, you have to solve the multiplication facts below and match each product to a letter in the key that's up here, and then write the letter on the line above the fact to find the answer to the riddle. So let's think about this. 3 times 3. What is 3 times 3? Well, 3 groups of 3 is 9. And you can go ahead and write the little answer underneath the problem, like that. Write the product down. So then I have to go up here and look where my product is. So if my product is between 0 and 15, I have to put an A down. Well, 9 is in there, so I'll put an A down. What about 4 times 4? Let's go ahead and solve these all. So 4 times 4 is 16. 2 times 2 is 4. 10 times 10 is 100. So where would 16 fall? Well, right here. Because the product of 4 times 4 is 16. So I put a B down if the product is between 16 and 30. It sure is. Now 2 times 2 is 4. Well, that's between 0 and 15. So I'm going to put an A down. 10 times 10, wow, that's 100. I'm going to go all the way to the end because if my product is between 91 through 100, I have to put a T down. So the answer is a bat. What animal is good at hitting a baseball? A bat is. Well, here is what you're going to do. Speaking of bats, we're going to play a game called baseball multiplication. You should have a paper that looks like this in the materials that were sent home. But I'm going to go to the directions to play baseball multiplication. What do you need? A baseball multiplication sheet. That's this right here. You're going to need 2 10-sided dice. Well, guess what? You don't have 2 10-sided dice. But what you could do is make 20 slips of paper, 10 squares, and number them 1 through 10 and 1 through 10 again. You need 4 counters. They should be in your toolkit. 2 teams of 1 or more players each. And you're going to practice your multiplication fact. And the object of the game is to score more runs in a 3-inning game. Here are the directions. Let's talk through them. They're similar to the rules of baseball, but this game only lasts 3 innings. So in each inning, each team bats until it makes 3 outs. It says here each team rolls a die to decide who bats or pitches first. I'm just going to say, oh wait, the 3rd grader goes first. Yay! The team with more runs when the game is over is the winner. So here's how you pitch and how you bat. Members of the team not at bat take turns pitching. So it says here you're going to roll the dice to get 2 factors. Well, you don't have dice, but you have slips of paper. So the pitcher is going to pick 2 slips of paper, put them in a bowl, fold them in half. The pitcher picks 2 pieces of paper to get the factors. So if they would pick a 2 and they would pick a 6, you'll need to multiply those to get your answer. So if that's what you would get, your answer would be 12. Okay? Here's how we move along the baseball field. Okay, so we had, for pretend, 2 times 6, which is 12. So we look here. If I had, if my answer was 13 or less, I'm out. So it'd be the next person's turn. And I can keep track here. I had 1 out in my first inning. If my answer was 14 to 36, I'd get to go with my counter to first base. If my answer was 37 to 49, I'd go to second base. If my answer is 50 to 80, I'd get a triple and go to third base. If my answer was 81 to 100, I would score a home run. Yay! Okay, so let's say, so we had an out So the next person on my team goes, and if it's just me on my team, I get to go again. So the pitcher picks 2 numbers out of the bucket. They put that 2 and 6 back, and they're going to pick 2 more. And this time they get 7 and a 7. Well, 7 times 7 is 49. I look up here. What do I get to do? Oh, I get to go at 49, so I get to go to second base. So I'd move my playing piece to second base. Then the next person goes on my team. Let's say that person also, just for luck, had 7 times 7. Well, what does that mean? That goes to second base, but I'm already on second base. Well, if you know anything about baseball, friends, then whoever is on that base is going to move. So, and we're not throwing outs, by the way. We're just running around the bases. So that means that the person who is on second base gets to go 2 places. 1, 2. Now that person is home, and the person who had been the batter is now on second base. Okay? So after your team has 3 outs, it's going to be the next team's turn. You're going to keep score of your runs over here on the scoreboard. After 3 innings, see who the winner is. Have fun with that. You can do this more than once. Remember, we are not using the 10-sided dice. You're going to get out a piece of paper, cut out 20 squares of paper, write 1 through 10, and then 1 through 10 again. And fold those up, put them in a bowl or a bucket, and that's what you're going to use to pick your factors. When you've had enough time with that, go ahead and work on your math boxes. Have fun today.